What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Flips Nations channel. My name is Rob if you're new here, and I've been selling on Amazon for a little over 3 years, and I've had my share of inauthenticity violations. This year alone, I've had 5 or 6 violations. My whole time selling on Amazon, I've had over 20 violations. When I first started selling, I was mainly doing a lot of apparel and shoes, and that usually leads to a lot of inauthenticity violations from customers, right? So I had to learn a lot. It's surprising to me that some sellers say that they've hardly ever gotten authenticity violations. And I'm just like, wow. And I realized that it's mainly because I was doing a lot of apparel and shoes, but even beauty, you can get a lot of inauthenticity violations with beauty, okay? Let me just back up a little bit. The reason you're probably watching this video is because you want to learn how to appeal them and how to get them lifted. And that's what we're going to be going through in this video. And I want to tell you exactly the steps to take and how to write your appeal, okay? You can get your inauthenticity violation from 2 ways. One is from a customer who complained that it was inauthentic. Little do they know, it's going to cause a huge impact to the seller. They might be doing it just to get a refund. Unfortunately, they don't realize it's a burden to us as a seller to make this claim that we are selling authentic goods, okay? The other way is from the inventory team. You might get an email from the inventory team stating that they have some sort of suspicion that one of the items is inauthentic. And as a result, you need to prove that they are authentic by providing invoices, okay? If you missed that email, maybe you went onto your account health page and you saw that you have an inauthentic violation. And you're like, well, how did I get this violation? I never was given a notice. You can go to your performance notification tab and you can see all the emails that Amazon has sent to you. Speaking of account health, inauthenticity violations are one of the most egregious violations you can get. It's one of the main reasons stores get shut down because they're not staying on top of their account health. I strongly advise you watch your account health every day. Just check it out. Make sure you are in the clear. As long as you're above 200, you're not at risk. Preferably, you want to get up to 300 plus. You're kind of safe and getting that account health insurance kind of program that they have. Every inauthentic violation and knocks down your health rating by like around 10 points. What you need to do, okay. You want to gather your documents. The first thing that I have is a template. We call it, me and my VAs call it a POA, a plan of action. And essentially in that plan of action document, it states the ASIN, and then it has a body. In the body, it just says clearly, regarding ASIN X, we have received this inauthenticity violation and we're going to submit this plan of action and the invoices related to this ASIN to prove that these products are authentic and we're buying them from a authentic and credential retailer and or distributor and or brand, right? Then there's 3 components in your plan of action that you want to include. What happened? So to state what happened, why, whatever, just so something along the lines of Amazon team notified us that a customer complained about the inauthenticity suspicion of X product. What are we going to do about it? We reached out to our inventory team and our internal team to make sure that the packaging is up to par. We believe that the customer was confused because of poor packaging, yada, yada, yada. Okay, something about packaging is what I usually say. What we're going to do moving forward, we're going to maintain this level of competence in packaging to mitigate any further confusion from the customer. And then after that, we're going to write our name and address that matches our account on Amazon, our Amazon seller's account. And then we're also going to put our supplier's name and address, okay? After that, page 1 of the document of your PDF appeal, you're going to have the invoice. That invoice needs to match your account as well, okay? What do I mean by that? Your name and the billing address, okay? It does not have to be shipping address. Many of us have a prep center. Many of us have a warehouse. The shipping address can be disregarded, but that billing address needs to match what's in your business entity section on your Amazon account, because that's what Amazon sales agent or seller support agents and the appeals team, internal appeals team, will be looking at to identify that is in fact you that was buying it from that person, that brand, that retailer, that distributor, and to validate that those invoices do adhere to you. Okay, so that's super important when you're buying. I'll go through ways you want to make sure you're prepared before you make the buy, but that's super important. Okay. You want to make sure the units that you are accounting for in your invoices is equal to or more than the sales you've made in the last 365 days. So if you've made 5 sales, okay, of that ASIN in question, then you want to show those invoices equaling all 5 of those units, okay? Not just that one unit that you sold to that customer, okay? All units have to be counted for that were sold. Then quantity, of course, I want to do quantity. The date has to be within the last 365 days. Highlight all that stuff. Highlighting is not going to be read as fabricating or anything, so you're good there, okay? So highlight just for the convenience of the seller support agent that's going to be reviewing your appeals in your case, okay? Also make sure some sort of brand logo is there, and most of the time your invoices are going to have that logo there. I can understand if you're buying it from like Walmart or something and there's not an actual official invoice, then just make sure that when you take that snapshot of their order confirmation or their order history that you can see Walmart logo or branding on that, okay? In addition to that, you want to try to also get their address, the supplier's address and contact information. If it is not on that order confirmation or order invoice, what you can do and what I do is, let's take Walmart for example again. Most of these big box retailers have the store locator function. Put your zip code in the store locator, find a store near you, take a snapshot and take a snapshot and add it to your invoice package. That way it's directly from their site. You're not just typing it up. You could type up whatever in the eyes of Amazon, but this way they'll know that you're taking this directly from their website that is owned by the brand, and it should be accounted for and validated as legitimate. Pretty much when you go to the violation on your account health tab, you want to go ahead and appeal. Don't acknowledge it. Select the option that you have evidence to back up your claim, and there are check marks to make sure you've addressed all the things I've mentioned, right? I think it was the product title, the quantity, the date, your name and address, and then the supplier's name and address. Okay, I might have missed one, but I think that's all of them. POA with the body, and then plan of action questions, and your name information, the supplier's name information, and that's it. Okay, POA and your invoice. That's kind of what you want to do. Now, I have in the past, because they rejected the first time, one thing I've done that's kind of helped my case is you can also open up a chat support with their team. Again, we'll use Walmart example. Open up a chat chat with their agent and just ask them, can you please confirm that the billing address matches yada, yada, yada? Can you please confirm that the billing address matches whatever your order number is that matches your invoice? So now there's some sort of matching and consistency if your billing address is not shown. And I know that's gonna be a lot of people's questions is, hey, my billing address doesn't even show on my my page here. It only shows my shipping address, and my shipping address was sent to my prep center. So how you can circumvent that? You open up a chat box and say, hey, can you please confirm that for order X, my billing address is this, and that billing address should be the one that matches your Amazon account. The agent, the Walmart agent or whoever agent says yes, snapshot that, okay? It's even better if you got that on email, okay? Maybe ask them, hey, can you send this communication to my email? So then you can just kind of print PDF of the email. Another thing that they've been requiring lately on inauthenticity violations, and I told you that there's been a shift here, right? Put the tracking information also in that invoice. So what does that mean? Let's say you purchase something on Walmart, right? And you have the order confirmation, everything's there, but there's no tracking. Amazon lately requires you to have tracking information so they know that it got shipped and it got delivered. What you can do if you don't see the tracking on your order history, go to your email where it shows, hey, it's been shipped, it's been delivered. Those kind of emails, right? As long as that order number is there, so there's consistency with your order history, your order confirmation image that you have on your appeal, add that also. What you can do is you can take a snapshot, then go to a website that I use called combinedpdf.com. If you go to combinedpdf.com, it's 100% free. You can just drop that snapshot because your snapshot is going to be a JPEG, right? A JPEG or a PNG file. When you drop it in the combined PDF, it'll turn it into a PDF. So it'll be one combined PDF. So I drop my POA, which is the Word document. I drop my invoice, which is probably already PDF. If not, maybe that's also a JPEG or a PNG that you can drop in there. And then you also have to put, the order, the store locator, if you have that, if you need to include it, put that in there. And then you can also put your email communication that of whoever you've been chatting with, the agent. And you can also put in, you must put in that tracking information that either says it's been shipped, it's been delivered, something of that nature. And that is something new that I'll go into later on in the video of what happened in one of the most egregious inauthenticity appeal cases that I've had in my last 3 years. So once you have all that information in, that should work. Okay. There's always, this is not a black and white kind of statement. In my own experience, I can only speak for myself. That has always worked. And it should work. Those are legit invoices. They all match my Amazon account information, name, address, everything. The units match the number of sales that has taken place. The date is within the last 265 days. I have emails with the chat support to help bolster my claim. I have tracking that shows that these were actually shipped units from the manufacturer, the retailer, the wholesaler, whatever, and it shows that it was delivered. Also, what you can do is there's shipping confirmation. If you take your tracking, let's say it's from UPS, right? It's UPS tracking. Put that UPS tracking in UPS, tracking box that you can see where the status of the order, and it should show delivered. You can also snapshot that and add it. All these things. I know it sounds very boring and just repetitive and just redundant, for lack of better words, but you want to put as much as you can because you don't want to go through second submittal, third submittal. Just put as much effort as you can in that first submittal. And the fact that we have to even go through all this is kind of, it's just a lot. But, Amazon, we sell on Amazon. We can't really complain on it. They have their ways. They have their policies. We want to believe that they have their own logic. So put that all in one appeal and send it off, and it should get lifted. Okay, reasons why it didn't get lifted. I've had a lot of people that will book a coaching call with me, or they'll just ask me help on their invoice. And a lot of times they miss something. Sometimes they forgot to put the quantity. Double check all that. Okay. As of late, one of my submittals didn't get approved because that tracking, I guess it's a new policy that Amazon has been looking into, is they want to see tracking on your invoices. If you have any other questions outside of that, maybe there's other things that have occurred that in your unique situation that maybe I did not address, drop it in the comments and I will address them. If you wanted an actual screen share of how to highlight your invoices, I have a really detailed video of that from last year that is still consistent to this day, that everyone still uses. This is more so of an update of the new things that Amazon has been requiring lately, and more information on how I tap my POAs. If you want a visual on how I highlight these invoices, please, I strongly encourage you to check out that video, because that will give you a lot of insight on what to do. Let's say you're on the 4th, 5th, 6th appeal now, right? Let me say one thing here. If you purchase from Walmart, please make sure that you bought it from Walmart, shipped and sold by Walmart. If you bought it from a third-party seller on Walmart, more than likely, you will now need to contact that Walmart seller and get their invoices, legitimate invoices, and good luck with that. So other things that I look out for before I even buy. So I guess we're moving on to the be prepared before you even purchase transition here, okay? How I am prepared before I even purchase that lead is, if I'm at a lead where it doesn't allow me to put my billing address, maybe it only asks me for my zip code, then it's not worth it for me, because down the line, you want to look down the line 3 months, 4 months down the line, and within the next 365 days, if you get an inauthenticity violation and that billing address is not on your invoice, is that lead really worth whatever profit you're going to make?
It's not worth it. It's just not worth it.
No, it's not. It's not. So just skip it. Skip it unless you know that maybe you're able to request an invoice. I apologize. That's something I did miss. You can also reach out to the brand, and know, like a lot of stores, they don't really provide you a legitimate like PDF invoice, but if you email their customer service, they can generate an invoice for you. So that's another thing that might be a way to circumvent the whole order confirmation snapshot issue. Because when I call customer service or Amazon seller support, they'll try to say that, hey, this is an order confirmation. It's not going to work. No, it's going to work. It's been working for the last three years. You're just going to give me the runaround. Apologize. Let me get back to the how to be prepared before even making the purchase. So we talked about billing address, right? Making sure that billing address matches your Amazon account. A lot of times you have the autofill on, and my autofill for some reason automatically puts in my prep center information, or my prep center has an address line 2, and it'll autofill the address line 2. My billing address that's on Amazon Seller's Central account does not have an address line 2. And I know that's a very nuanced and detail that you would wish that Amazon would disregard in some crisis situation. I don't think they would. If they see the address line 2 on your invoice, that's another cause for concern. So before you ever click that buy button, that billing address and name, double, triple, quadruple check to make sure that is in fact what you're going to be submitting an invoice for down the line in worst case scenario. Okay. I want to discuss my issues last month. I had an inauthenticity violation that took 5 to 6 appeals. And I think I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, I've never had a lawyer before. Okay. I had to hire a lawyer, shout out Jeff Schick, who was able to make an executive appeal. And this is not a promotion or anything like that. This is just me telling my story of what happened, just because I know there's just a bevy of people that are going through inauthenticity violations. There's a lot of new sellers that don't know what to do when they received an authenticity violation. I was there and 3 years ago, and I was trying to figure it out. So hopefully this is a way to kind of guide you into getting your account back to where it needs to be. But that all starts, again, being prepared before you make the purchase. Double check your billing address, and also make sure you're buying from a legitimate site. A lot of the times I'll check, and I know I'm kind of going all over the place here. A lot of the times I will check Rakuten. If that website has a Rakuten enabled, more than likely it's good to go. Check Trustpilot. These days, I don't even purchase from shady sites anymore. There's just been so many. I've just seen too many horror stories now. And especially after this last month where I had to go through 6 appeals, I'm just not taking a chance from any sort of like Shopify sites, unless it's the actual brand. If it's the actual brand and they don't have Rakuten, I disregard, because I know that's the brand itself. At the end of the day, Amazon's going to have to contact or have to validate the brand. And if there's only one brand site, then they have to approve those invoices. It's like those other kind of Shopify third-party websites that you've never heard of before. You see a lot of that in the beauty niche more so than the athletics and apparels niches, right? In the beauty, you'll find just a bevy of weird, shady sites. So going back to the story that happened last month, I went through 6 appeals. Okay, I had an authenticity violation back in June. I thought no big deal. It was from a big box retailer that I have used plenty of time to submit appeals. Rejected. I was on my 5th rejection. I contacted Jeff Schick. They were the one that kind of enlightened me that Amazon's kind of shifted its ways to where now they want this tracking information. Now, mind you, my appeal was 176 pages. It had an email from the brand stating that they sell on the retailer, to the retailer. They send directly to the retailer. I had an email agent from the retailer that said, yes, we purchased directly from the brand. So I've connected the two, right? I've connected the actual brand itself, and I contacted the big box retailer that I was buying from. And then they're both agree that they sell to each other. They're in cahoots with each other. They do business with each other. That was there. All my total quantity matched the 176 units that I've sold on Amazon. Okay. Billing address, all matched. Name matched. Everything matched. Now I got to also add the tracking information. That's what the lawyer was telling me, was now Amazon wants your tracking to make sure that Amazon wants to see that the item got shipped and delivered. Or at the very least, they want to see it shipped. So now thankfully my virtual assistant was able to swiftly act upon this and added tracking information emails after every single invoice. Okay. So we're up to like 200 pages of appeal. That got rejected too. And I'm just kind of like, makes me really even hesitant selling on Amazon. I was at a point where I was like, is this even worth selling on Amazon anymore? Because I have so much money locked up with them right now. And then they're not accepting this inauthenticity violation. So what about my next inauthenticity violation? Am I going to have the same kind of issue here? Is my account health going to get hit even more than it already did with this current high impact inauthenticity violation? Anyways, 6th appeal did not go through. So Jeff Schick, what they did was an executive appeal, and they finally got that lifted. Now, here's the thing. When Amazon sent me the rejection on the 6th appeal, they also required an interview. They do their interviews from a third party called Qualtrics or something, and you have to take that interview within 14 days. If you don't take it within 14 days, their language is really weird. They said that my inventory was going to get disregarded based on their section 3F, something like that. It wasn't a section 3, it was a section 3F or something of unsuitable goods. It wasn't a huge deal to me because I wasn't even selling the ASIN anymore. However, the language that they used was really ambiguous. I wasn't sure if they're talking about the ASIN itself or the rest of my inventory. I just stopped sending stuff to Amazon at that point. I was like, well, okay, let me make sure that my account is in good standing and not even after the 14 days is up, they're not going to just send all my inventory off, right? Jeff's team was able to get the account, the violation lifted. Yeah! But they were not able to confirm that the interview was still not mandated. It was ridiculous. I had to contact account health and ask them, hey, what about the interview? The email in the performance notification that you guys sent me said that the violation was lifted. The violation was taken off of my account health. Great. But they have not confirmed that the interview was also disregarded. And the account health agent was also saying he or she could not confirm that I still did not need to take the interview. Jeff Schick's team also told me they weren't for sure either. So anyways, it was on the 12th day where I contacted Amazon account health again, because I was asking them, hey, how do I know for sure if I don't take the interview? They had to reach out to their internal team because obviously I couldn't talk to them. And their internal team got back to them on the 12th day to tell me that I didn't need to take the interview again. I didn't get an email about this. I had to call and ask them. And they said, oh yeah, right here, they sent a message back to us. Sorry, we didn't email you and let you know. It's just like the lack of communication and transparency was just mind boggling to me, because I've been selling with Amazon for 3 years, great standing, all my violations, I've acted swiftly. You know, you would think that they'd at least give me a certain level of communication. At the end of the day, it's not like I had my feelings hurt or anything like that. I understand that we're all riding on the coattails of Amazon. We're benefiting from the traffic that Amazon gets. I'm not complaining at all. Anyways, that's the shift I've been seeing on Amazon. That was a big box retailer that I was able to use their invoice to get my violations removed pretty quickly. But for this case, a specific case, 6 submittals could not get it done. And I finally had to get a lawyer after 3 years of never having to get a lawyer. I had to get one for this specific ASIN that I wasn't even selling the ASIN anymore. I just don't like seeing a violation on my account. I don't want any sort of reason for Amazon to take any kind of action, because I've seen so many weird stories, horror stories, if you will. So I hope you appreciated that little tangent. I was really only saying the story just to give you some insight on the experience I've had in the last 3 years. Aside from that situation, I've never really had a complex and tumultuous time getting these inauthenticity violations appealed. So I hope you found value in this information. If you did, please drop a like, consider subscribing to the channel. I do give this kind of information out for free, and on my Instagram, I kind of go through in real time when I get these violations to show you what I did to get them off, in hopes that it'll help you. Just remember, always look at your account health. Also, don't stress out too much. I know this really, it can impact someone's mental health and everything like that. So just try your best to go about the appeal as fast as you can. Submit the contents that they ask for as swiftly as you can. And if you follow the direction that I said in this video, you should get them off. But remember, always be prepared before you even make that purchase. Always think, hey, if I buy this, will I be able to use their invoice, their order confirmation 3 months from now, 4 months from now, in the event I get an authenticity violation? Anyways, I appreciate you so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next video. Drop a comment if you have any questions that I did not address. Thank you.